Jared at the ranch here in North Texas. Thanks for joining Way of Life. I know it's been a little bit. We've been really busy, got some things going. I'll show you a project that I was working on in the evenings. We've been, we have spring calves. We're fixing to wean fall calves. Our horse program's rocking and rolling, been showing a little bit. Just doing some fun stuff. And again, like I said, I apologize that we hadn't put up a video in a while, but this is going to be a good one. I think you're going to enjoy what we're doing here. I'm going to talk a little bit about Hackamores and kind of what they are and kind of what we use, and show you a few different styles, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. So stick around with us for our way of life.
All right, something I wanted to show you, YouTube viewers. One thing I've been doing in my evening time, it's been taking up quite a bit of my time, is I've been working on this set of shotgun leggings for a repeat customer of mine from Colorado. He ordered these with outside left pocket, conchos, and some buck stitching and some floral tooled yokes with initials for his girlfriend, who is a working cowgirl. He himself is a working cowboy, as I said, in Colorado. Travis, I sure appreciate it, and I hope she enjoys these as much as I enjoyed making them for you. And hope to get some further business from you on down the line.
Okay guys, I want to show y'all something really amazing here. This kind of shows you some of the cool things we get to go through. But you see that little flag right there? We have it in place so we don't hit with a truck or the mower or anything. This little kildee, who has laid her eggs right here in a rock gravel nest and is protecting them. Been sitting on her eggs incubating, and if you'll listen, when you get close she gets mad and tries to run you off, and if she can't run you off, what she'll do is try to lure you away like if you were a predator from her nest. And if you'll see there, she acts like her wing is broken and can't fly, so a predator would get close to her right here and she would act like she's hurt again, and so it would lure the predator away from her nest to keep her nest safe. I'm going to go back here and show you her nest. Pretty darn amazing. 4 eggs right there. Well, I tell you, it's pretty amazing what that little kildee does sitting there on that nest, keeping those eggs warm and incubated. I tell you, we had a 2.5-inch rain here about a week and a half ago, and it came down in about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and that little mama sat there the whole time over those eggs protecting it. It just blows my mind how much God instills in these animals to take care of their babies and their eggs and their young ones. Just like when you see a calf or a colt being born, and within minutes they're standing, and within minutes after that they're already looking for some nourishment. God's pretty amazing. Go over a few Hackamores with you today. That's kind of what our video is about this time. In a Hackamore, we talk about a traditional Hackamore. This Hackamore is a bozal, which is a Spanish word that actually means noseband. And as you can see, this goes around their nose, and it's made out of rawhide and kangaroo. This is kangaroo lace here. Most of mine are rawhide and or kangaroo. Then it has a headstall. It's actually not a headstall, it's just a hanger. It just hangs over their ears. And then it has a makati rein, which is one continuous rein, which is made out of horsehair, and it's woven together and then twisted to make a rope. That rope makes a loop rein. It's tied around the Hackamore, and then it has a lead. We use that for lunging, for leading. We don't use it for tying. We don't want to tie them in a nice horsehair makati. But that's the pieces. You've got a hanger, you've got a noseband, which is a bozal, and you've got the rope, which is a makati. Now let me show you some different ones here. This is kind of a specialty Hackamore. It is a 1-inch Hackamore. It is used for starting colts or when you take a step from a snaffle bit to the hackamore. It's a nice heavy, gives them a really good signal when you release the pressure. I don't use it a whole lot as far as continuous wise, because they kind of get the idea after a few rides in it, but a really great piece to have in my arsenal. The next one they would go into would be a 5/8 inch hackamore, 5/8 inch Bosal, which both of these are 5/8 inch. If you'll notice, this one is a little more flexible. This one is a little stiffer. They still have a lot of movement in them, but some horses enjoy the more flexibility. Some horses like a little bit stiffer. From there, we're going to step up. Once they become really nice and soft in the hackamore, what we're going to do is we're going to step up to a 1/2 inch hackamore, which these two right here are both 1/2 inches. But if you'll notice, this one is pretty darn soft. This one is fairly soft, but this one has a little bit longer nose band on it. You can see where the hanger ties in. The nose band is a little longer. Gives a little different feel. A lot of people, a lot of traditional guys will say, well, I don't want a long nose piece from each knot here. See how much longer this one is than this one? I didn't know that I'd like it until I purchased this one, and I've got a couple of horses that absolutely love the way that feels on their nose. This one is also a really soft one, but it has a shorter button on the nose, and so it just gives them a little bit different feel. You just keep moving to a smaller hackamore. The more you ride them, this is a 1/2 inch hackamore just like those two, but if you'll notice, this one is buttery soft. This is for a horse who's fixing to go to what we call the 2 rein, and with the bridle, but this is a super soft hackamore. This is something that you don't move the reins very much to give them signal. It's just little bitty signal. After you go to the hackamore, you go to a 2 rein, which here are 2 what we call under bridles, or bosalitas, which means little bosal. This is a 1/2 inch and this is a 3/8 inch. Those would go under like a spade bridle or a half-breed bridle. These would go underneath there, and you ride your horses with this little hackamore for a while and just let them get used to the bit. All of our hackamores are good quality. Like I said, rawhide, I believe that's the best thing that works. It doesn't make our horses raw because we keep them conditioned with rawhide cream and keep them soft. I like rawhide because it's really traditional. I really like to do the traditional vaquero bridle horsemanship. We use all horsehair macates, even these little ones are horsehair. I think the horse really gets feel off of it, and again, it's traditional. One reason I have a bunch of different hackamores is because I want my horses to be as comfortable as they can while they're riding. If we can offer them a little bit of a different feel and it fits into them and they respond better, they get softer, they ride up more into the bridle, then I'm doing my job as a horseman to present them something in a way that helps them and helps me at the same time. That's just kind of what we do. Again, we've got a whole bunch of different hackamores here. I'm kind of a gear junkie and I love all this stuff. If you have any questions, post them and I'll try and answer those back. We're going to do a little further into detail, a little more about the training in the hackamore in our next video. So keep tuned here and we'll keep you going. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little segment on hackamores, just kind of showing you what we have and what we use, and we're going to take that a step further, and we've got a couple of horses that I'm riding in a hackamore, and I just wanted to show you a little bit of training later on in another video, but that kind of sets you up. We're also going to go over some snaffle bridles that we use. We're also going to go over our saddles. We're also going to go over our bridle bits, so stick around. It ought to be some really good watching. I really appreciate you joining in. And as you can see from all the spring flowers that I've shown you, boy, spring has sprung, and we are kind of getting into the beginning of summer. We've got tons of grass, which is great. Makes me look like I know what I'm doing. And we've also been super blessed to have all of our tanks full, to have everything springing back out and growing. Our calves are fat. We're fixing to wean those calves, and boy, it's going to be great having big old fat calves to wean, and we'll keep those for about 60 days and then sell them. Boy, God sure has been good to us. I sure appreciate you joining us for our way of life. Tune in. We're going to have some videos coming up, and I promise you it won't be as long in between as it was this last time. Thanks again, and God bless.